Welcome back, darlings. Welcome back to Learning with Jasly J. Today I am so excited to share with you one of my very favorite topics, character traits. So today I'm just going to try to give you a quick run through of how I would teach a character trait lesson, all right, on the elementary level. All right, so let's first get started with our learning target. All right, so over here on the board, even though I have my targets and standards on the other side, I like to make sure that my targets are also very visible for my students who may wear glasses or just have impaired vision on some level. I want to have it bold for them, so that's why I have this bright color here. But the learning target is just simply a reflection of the standard. It's just more so focusing on the do version of it, what the students should be able to do. And so by the end of the lesson, they should feel confident and believe that they can describe in depth a character in a story or drama, drawing on specific details in text. So that's what we're going to start with today. All right, and so again, I am just going to show you from beginning to end how I would conduct a lesson on teaching character traits. And so if I were opening up my lesson, what I would do is start with the learning target. I would literally have the students to stand, and so I'm going to model that for you. But I would have them to stand and mirror me with my learning target. That way it's pretty much embedded in their brains about what they should be doing for the day. Trust me, follow me. It sticks with them when they do this. All right, so we're going to pretend right now that the students are out there. All right, so they would repeat after me, and they would even do voice inflections like me, and they're going to mirror the motions that I use as well. All right, so you can just be my audience for now and just mirror what I do. And right now I'm standing. All right, so good morning, class. Welcome. Today we're going to be learning about character traits. So I need for you to stand behind your seats for me, and I want you to mirror me as I recite our learning target for today. I can describe in depth a character in a story or drama, drawing on specific details in text. Very good. We're going to do it one more time so that these keywords of this standard or this learning target can stick with you. I can describe in depth a character in a story or drama, drawing on specific details in a text. Very good. So now you know what our learning target is for today. So if Mrs. Johnson doesn't talk about anything that has to relate to that target, I am now off topic. And I talk to you all the time about not being off topic. So this is how you know if I'm teaching on topic, because my standard or my target should reflect what I'm teaching. All right, so then after I would have them to mirror that learning target with me, and now they know what to expect for today's lesson, I would then call upon a few students to just kind of share with me what are some keywords in that learning target. That way they know what type of words they should be using when they respond to me or respond to my questions, if that makes sense. So the keywords for that target would include describe, because describe is the action that they should be able to do. They could even call out the word depth so that they know they're not supposed to just describe a character on the surface level, but they need to go in full detail. They definitely need to say the word character. That's a key word. And the word details or specific details can also be called out, because students should be able to use specific details from the text to describe their character. All right. So as you can see on my head here, I have a whole little Mr. Grinch situation going on. So I didn't go out and buy this. I just kind of went to see what do I already have in the my stash, and we're going to just use that for the lesson. I don't try to go broke when it comes to making connections in my lessons. Whatever I have, I work with it. So that's a pro tip right there. All right, so my word of the day is character, which is amazing because, again, it aligns with a keyword from the standard or the target. And the students got really excited because most times they're only accustomed to seeing Mr. Grinch during Christmas time, but it was really fun for them to have him as a visitor or guest today in our lesson. So I have him here, and then I'm also representing him on an anchor chart. So they have a visual everywhere they look. They know what character we're studying. And here's the thing. Before we get into the anchor chart, I also I also played a little video. So if you want, you could just like play a song that kind of helps them draw back on those references that they already know of when it pertains to the Grinch, if that makes sense. So after we play the video, which is a short video, and so going back to the video for a quick moment, I actually have the students to, before they get into the video, or the song rather, I make sure I set the purpose for watching the video. And so the purpose of watching the video or listening to the song rather is to listen for how the songwriter is characterizing or describing, because describe is a part of the standard. We're listening to how the songwriter is describing the character, the Grinch here. So now they have a purpose for why they're listening to this song. And then by the end of the song, they should be able to kind of just retell or describe rather the character traits of Mr. Grinch. All right, so that went really well, right? A quick little song, and then we followed that up with this anchor chart. Now, the anchor chart has character in bold so that they again know that this is a keyword. I have a nice little image of the Grinch there, and then I have the 5 elements of character traits, and our first one is appearance. And remember to make sure to tell the students appearance has everything to do with what you can see with the eye, with the actual eye. It has everything to do with how a character looks. It's nothing internal, it's everything external. So make sure that they understand that. If you want to, you can really quickly try to pull in a foundational moment, and you can ask them how many syllables are in the word appearance. And that'll be a quick little formative assessment for them there. You could even ask them, what is the base word of appearance? So there's so many things you could do when teaching this lesson. The next section that we'll focus on, or the next element that we focus on with character traits, is literally the word traits. And so I use examples like he hates Christmas. He was kind at one point, because character development definitely took place in that story. He was also grumpy at one point. He was humorous, he was smart, he was rude, friendly, observant, loud, lonely, even analytical. And then obviously those type of words lead to conversation. What is analytical? And then you can go in detail there. So there's a good vocabulary moment in that lesson as well. And then another category is voice and dialogue. And when we're talking about voice and dialogue, we want to make sure that we're literally speaking on the basic level of voice, I guess you could say. Like, most students associate voice with how loud someone speaks, or how softly someone speaks, or are they speaking angrily. But I want you to also remember to remind them, hey, think about, does this person speak with a voice of confidence? How are they actually using their voice? And then the dialogue piece basically consists of, how do they interact with others? How do they communicate with others? Do they speak to others with a condescending tone? Or are they using sarcasm when they interact with others? And then you could dive into why they may do that. But definitely make sure you differentiate voice and dialogue there. The 4th element is thoughts and emotions. And students definitely understand that one pretty well, because I remind them of how they are characters in their own lives. Each day that they wake up, they are living their story for the day, and they're going to experience thoughts and emotions throughout that day, or throughout their story for the day. With the Grinch, he was very self-consumed. He also had low self-esteem for a reason. Many people couldn't realize that, but the Grinch acted the way that he did because he had low self-esteem, because of some childhood trauma that he experienced. And if you watched the movie, you would know that. And then the very last element that we talk about or discuss with character traits is behavior. And so some of the behavior adjectives that I used were sly, clever, crafty, selfish, greedy. And so you just need to make sure that you distinguish that there are real differences between each element, and also make sure that you tie in the fact that focusing on each element allows for the students to truly describe in depth the character in the story. So that is a character analysis. That is a breakdown. I'm going to give you a quick close-up of what my anchor chart looks like here, just in case you want to use this or use something similar to this. And again, if you have just a quick little costume piece to kind of remind or to tie in with it, do so. Hopefully you found this video to be very helpful. Let me know how it goes if you choose to use it. If you're doing something a little differently for character traits, I want you to share that into the comments as well. If you would like for me to do a lesson on any other topic, feel free to drop it down in the comment section below. All right, thank you for watching. Continue to keep learning, growing, and loving. Learning with Jazly J. Out. So, hi darlings. So I forgot to share with you how I closed my story, or how I closed my lesson rather. And so I simply just did a quick little question, right? And so the question went just like this: how does understanding the character of the story impact our understanding? How does understanding the character impact our understanding? How does understanding the character of the story impact our understanding? And so, of course, you're going to have students give all of these responses, and then you'll make connections with, you'll point out the connections that the students made, and you may even clear up a few misconceptions there after assessing their understanding of it. And then I literally had the students to take out a sheet of paper. They took out a sheet of paper. I had them to split the paper in half so that they could take a half and then share a half with another partner. And then on that half sheet of paper, they would write down their response to my exit ticket question. And so I posted my exit ticket question on the board. And then after they wrote down their response, I had them to wad their responses into a snowball. So just ball it up into a snowball. And then I allowed them to literally have a little snowball fight for a few seconds, and then I would call time. Once I called time, they had to pick up a snowball that was closest to them, and then I would randomly select a few students to share what one of their classmates had said in their response. And then we capped it off just like that, and then we transitioned into our small group sessions. Okay, I just had to make sure that I shared that with y'all. Okay. So for real now, I am really out for it today, okay? Thank